You're listening to Bullish Sports. Streak Master. Day 3 of the World Cup. Saturday, June 14th. Colombia versus Greece, 12 o'clock. Uruguay versus Costa Rica, 3 o'clock. England versus Italy, 6 o'clock. Ivory Coast versus Japan, 9 o'clock. Those are all Eastern times. The first one, Colombia, slight favorites, but not as big of favorites as you'd expect. These guys, without Falco, they're not getting a ton of respect. Obviously, the loss of Falco hurts them incredibly, but this is still a solid squad. They played well in Cone Mabel, but everyone else has to step up. Gutierrez, Martinez, Rodriguez, a number of guys are going to have to step up. Teofilo Gutierrez was their second highest scorer in qualifying. He's going to have to be the one of those guys stepping up, because Falco, he had 11 goals in qualifying. In their first World Cup match, they'll get the underdog of the group, Greece. This is a team not a lot of people have them going far, to say the least, or anywhere. A lot of people have them losing this group. They aren't the greatest scoring teams, and this defense isn't as good as what they used to be. You got Samaras up top, Gekas. I could list all these guys off, but I don't even want to try and pronounce some of these guys' names. But I'm not exactly sure their offense is going to be able to pressure Colombia's back line enough. And I think even without Falco, Colombia still has a quality team, and they're going to come out on top of this one. They're slight favorites. I think they're going to come out on top either 1-0 or 2-0. I don't see Greece getting a goal in this game. Next up, Uruguay, Costa Rica. Uruguayans pretty solid favorites in this one. The main question here, and probably what everyone's looking at, Luis Suarez. I doubt he gets to start here. Even if he's ready, I doubt he gets to start, but I wouldn't be surprised if they want to give him some time and put him in late in the game. And I could definitely see him coming on, scoring late, getting, 20, 30 minutes of game action. Instead, you still got Cavani in the starting lineup. You still got Forlan in the starting lineup. You still got quality all around. Diego Perez, Rome in the midfield, Rodriguez, and the back line, which has been much improved since 4 years ago. While it is a lot of the same guys, they've improved playing together, to say the least. Muslera is in that. He's a lot better than he was. He's 27 years old now. He's a lot more experienced. You got guys like Lugano, Pereira, Godin, experienced guys, better than what we saw from them 4 years ago. And this defense could easily hold a clean sheet in this one. But not a lot of people know much about Costa Rica. They're a tough team. They're going to give Uruguay a fight in this one, but I just don't think their defense is going to be able to handle the Uruguay attack. I mean, Costa Rica's been playing in CONCACAF. I don't think you can compare that with the level of forwards here coming from Uruguay. Even Forlan, who's playing in the Japanese league right now, he's not having a great year, but still, he's going to be a tough guy to guard. I think Uruguay gets 2 or 3 goals. Maybe Suarez puts one in later in the game. I'm not going to say that Uruguay will get a clean sheet here, but Costa Rica may get one of those late goals. And I kind of like the over here. While there hasn't been a lot of goals in the Uruguay games lately, I think they're going to reach 2 or 3 goals, and I think it's going to hit over that 2.5 goal mark there. I also like Uruguay -1. I'll get into a parlay a bit later. Next up, the most anticipated game of the day, Italy against England. They're playing on a terrible field in the jungle, so that's probably going to mess some things up. I'm not going to put much time into this one. This could be a funny game. It's going to be close. It's going to be defensive. There could be a lucky goal in here. There most likely will be a lucky goal in here. It's going to be a tough game, and I'm going to stay away from it. My prediction, it's either going to be 1-0 either way, or it's going to finish 1-1. I don't think anyone's going to run away with it. It's going to be close. It's going to be low scoring, but I just can't give an advantage to one team right now. Italy, it's even come out that Mario Balotelli may not even be their starting striker. What's going to go on here? England, they've had some injury issues as well. Hopefully Rooney, Sturridge, Welbeck, hopefully all those guys are in there. But I think that Italy already plays defensive, and England, they have trouble scoring a lot of the time. So I'm staying away from this one. And the final game of the day might be the most exciting game. Ivory Coast against Japan. There's going to be goals in this one. Neither team has that consistent or that great of a defense. Ivory Coast tends to give up at least one goal every game. Japan has a nice attacking style that they're going to find the back of the net. Ivory Coast, they have strength up front. Guys like Didier Drogba are going to be close to impossible. Well, I'm not going to say impossible, but it's going to be very tough for the Japanese backline to stop him. And if Yaya Toure can play, even better for Ivory Coast. But I'm not going to include Yaya Toure's status in this one. I still like Ivory Coast to win, but I'm not going to pick them to win. What I do like is the over 2 goals. I think that one is definitely going to hit. There's going to be a winner in this game. I have a feeling about it. It's going to be 2-1, maybe even a 3-2 type of game. In the end, I do favor Ivory Coast, though. I think their strength and loads of experience is what's going to lead them in this one. I've already mentioned Drogba, but guys like Kalou, Gervinho, Boney if he comes in. In the midfield, obviously Toure, but Chikiote, Zakora. The back line is iffy, definitely, but I think what they have up front is going to be too big of a problem for Japan to deal with. But on the other end, you gotta like Kaseki Honda, Okazaki, Shinji Kagawa. These guys have tons of skill, and if they start playing well together, they can score. There's no doubt about it. It's just a question of who's going to show up on defense. Their coach, Zaccaroni, he hasn't even played the same back line for the last however many games, and that's still a question right now. But neither team has that great of a defense, but they have some scores, and I think that's why we're going to see a decent amount of goals in this one, and it should be fun. Hopefully, it will be fun. My overall plays, let me go back through them. Colombia, I'm taking them to win. I have -112. I'm taking Uruguay, Costa Rica over 2.5 because I like Costa Rica. I think they have a good possibility of hitting 3 goals in that one. Ivory Coast, Japan over 2 goals. I think that should easily hit. And some fun parlay action because everyone loves to do that. Uruguay -1 and Ivory Coast PK. Combine those together, and I think that's a pretty safe bet. Even if Uruguay wins by 1 or if Ivory Coast draws, you don't lose anything, so I like that one a lot. But this is day 3, the Streak Master. I'll be coming at you with plenty more World Cup previews. Stay bullish.